Scientology has been labeled a cult by its critics and my fellow Anons. People think that's strong language, but I assure you the moniker is perfectly placed on the group. Unfortunately, many people, when they think of cults, they think of things like the People's Church by Jim Jones, or John Applewhite and Heaven's Gate. They think of organizations consisting of 300 to 500 members, maybe a few more, that only cause damage to themselves through mass suicides. Unfortunately, this isn't the case. If a cult doesn't implode, it gets bigger and eventually starts to affect the society at large and cause massive problems. I've been surfing the internet a lot today because, it's a day off, and I found evidence of a cult that kind of reminds me of what Scientology might be in the future, or what it is now. It's called Omu Shinrikyo. I'll post a link in the comments section, or in the description section. This cult started in Japan in the mid-80s by a man named Shoko Asahara. He started, and it was a mixture of Indian, Buddhist, and Taoist teachings. After a few years, the cult petitioned the Japanese government and got sanctioned as an official religious group. And all was right in the universe. They were doing well. A lot of their members were college educated. It was known as an elite religion, and it was a great combination of science and spirituality, or at least that's what they tried to push it as. The leader created 5 or 6 different ranks, and you pay and learn, and eventually you move up the ranks. Unfortunately, they weren't watched closely enough. The society at large had a live and let live policy. In 1989, a Japanese lawyer named Tsutsumi Sakamoto was willing to stand up to him. He was an anti-cult lawyer who fought other cults like the Unification Church. He stood up to him, he fought him in court, and he spoke out on TV shows throughout Japan. Not long after his last speech on the air of a Japanese network TV show, he was killed. Him, his wife, and his 14-month-old son were murdered, never to be heard from again. And that was the end of the criticism for them, of course. Not too many people were willing to stand up after that. In 1994, the group continued its actions. They released sarin nerve gas in the middle of a city called Matsumoto in Japan. They released it in a neighborhood around dinner time, killing various people and damaging the rest for life. Once again, they got away unscathed. The next year, many of you have heard of this before, they released nerve gas in the Tokyo subway during rush hour. They killed more people, affected more people for life, because nerve agents, they stay in your system, they cause permanent damage. They were caught, and the Japanese government finally investigated them. They found things that they had never even assumed they could have. They had VX nerve gas, sarin nerve gas. They had the base chemicals to make enough sarin nerve gas to kill over 4 million people. They found Ebola, anthrax, a Russian helicopter, not to mention millions of dollars in cash, jewelry, gold. Also, they had holding cells in the basement with prisoners still in them. Now the cult's been broken up effectively, but the Japanese government looked bad and they didn't catch it in time. They were left napping. They didn't question. They practiced a live and let live policy. Other than the philosophical parallels that can be derived between Scientology and this group, I can't help but thinking that we need to stop them soon. This year, we will win. We are not giving up. This is our chance to actually stop an evil group. I'm concerned. Scientology always says everybody has crimes. This is the one area that I agree with them. I'm wondering what they're hiding. We know about Operation Freakout. We know about Operation Snow White. But I'm sure they've got worse. I'm sure everybody's got their misdeeds and their crimes. Miscavige, Rinder, all of them. I encourage everyone here, if you're going to write your senator about taking away the tax-exempt status, also write them about starting an investigation on the church. Tell them to dig deep, to not let go, not stop. If the investigation is successful, that alone would give them enough fodder to stop the tax exemption the church already has. At its peak, the Japanese cult, the East Asian cult of Umo Shinrikyo, had 40,000 members. Scientology has well over 100,000. Not to mention 10 or 15 times the wealth that one cult had. Imagine what they're hiding. Imagine what, I don't know. It's just fucking crazy. Everybody says that it's religious tolerance, you need to have freedom of religion. Religions deserve tolerance. Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, make it a policy to reinvest money into the community to help out people start charities. Scientology uses the money that they require to only spread their influence more governments to sanction them as a religion, and start more orgs and recruit more people. Religions deserve tolerance. Cults deserve nothing. 315. Be there.